He's completely misunderstood why she's here. She's here to mess with you. God, this Tumblrite audience is unhealthy. Nobody cares about anything that Rose Mulet has ever done outside of these tweets that she's made.
No one is making the argument that it is okay.
The real grievance when you get to the heart of it is people were laughing at her and not taking her seriously. She's not even addressing his point. She's not even addressing his point. She's not even addressing his point. And then she leaves out the message when he does apologize. She's trolling you. She's trolling you for the attention you're giving her. The doechii song. What's the doechii song? So, there's been very troubling developments in the realm of Donovan, okay? He had a debate with Rose Mulet, who made a hit piece on him, accusing him of mocking her and then trying to slide into the boots of a slower, risky man. Anyway, I want to go over this and take a look and see if we can find the exact moment that he decided he was going to quit. He was going to quit his career. Let's go into it.
Okay. Hello?
It's tense.
Hello?
If you don't know, Rose, we are friends on Discord. Just don't want to flex, you know, but the woman who may or may not have killed Liam Donovan, you know, we're friends on Discord.
Hello. Rose Mulet input settings of some sorts.
This girl, Jesus
in
Christ.
the video, like, I was upset by the things that you said to me. Okay. Sweet. It's working now.
It's working now! Great.
Yeah, I'm good.
Finally.
Apologies.
All right, Rose Mulet. First time talking publicly in a long time. Not that much privately, though. So you released a video, and of course, I had a lot of disagreements. It's been received, of course, completely negatively because it was a malicious video full of a bunch of lies, misrepresentations, and clips out of context painfully that was done on purpose to try to paint me in the worst light because of some reason, because you wanted to collab with me just a few weeks ago. So
Oh, okay. First and foremost, I didn't watch lerix's reaction to it because, to be honest, who the f want to do that to themselves? But I did not hear about this. She wanted to collaborate with him. That's quite funny, actually. Just a few weeks. So something changed in between then. Okay. Because here's my thing. I never thought that Rose Mulet actually meant this earnestly, this video that she made. I caught a little bit, just a smidge, while I was away, of her calling into Aiden's, and it just seemed like supremely obvious that the only reason that she made the video was to try and talk about this more and more and more and more and endlessly get like conversation and airtime on streams, and oh my god.
first question I have is, what was your motivation for making the video?
Oh, damn. Tell me how you really feel. My motivation for making the video was like, I mean, I say it in the video, like, I was upset by the things that you said to me on stream, and I saw that you had made a music channel, and I was like, wait, this is the lyrics? Like, is he using a clip of lyrics? And I was just really confused by the whole thing. And so I saw that, and so I had some feelings about that. And then over time, like, I don't know.
Wait.
I kind of got over it. And then
She's claiming that she had no idea. She had no idea that this is what lerix had done now, when he like moved from like commentary to like music. And she's claiming that she just happened to find this music channel and was like, wow, they're using a clip of lerix? Like, what? So obviously false.
I saw like the worst samples thing, and then I was like, all right, I don't know. I felt like I had some feelings that I wanted to get out there, and I was just kind of letting it sit for a while. And when I saw that, I was just like, you know what, I have to get this out there. And look, if it wasn't me, somebody else was gonna talk about the lyric stuff.
So you had a lot of negative. You were going back and forth on whether or not you wanted to make the video.
Okay.
I know we talked a bunch. We talked a bunch in private.
I mean,
about...
Liam is in a difficult position, okay? Harry tried to come after him. Queeman tried to come after him. DK, Chud, all of these people have tried to come after Liam just because they feel like he's finally left the reservation, you know? He's finally off the plantation. He thinks he's better than us. Can you believe this guy? He thinks he's better than us. Let's go after him. Let's besmirch his career. Let's rape him. Okay? That's what they're all saying. You know, I'm behind the scenes with these people. I'm in the group chat, so just like take my word for it. This is what everyone was saying. They wanted to kill him. However, where they failed, they took his subreddit. They made videos about him. They resurrected on lerix title, but they failed. Every arrow, every barb, every weapon formed against him shattered. And then Rose Mulet comes in to make a video essay about Liam Donovan, fueled purely by spite at the lack of collaboration and a ceaseless desire for attention. And somehow, he's dead. He hasn't streamed anymore. He's gone. He hasn't streamed in 3 days now. Okay. Let's go.
About that. Yeah, just
being dishonest or anything. I genuinely was like,
okay,
you know, going back and forth.
Yeah, so we were going back and forth on you were cool or not, and then you would do the same thing. You then apologized to me, so you were cool or not. You do the same thing. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was apparently you saw that I allegedly stole your idea, which we could get to that in specific details. I didn't steal your idea. I had nothing to
How often was he streaming before? I think close to daily, I believe. Very, very frequently. Very, very frequently. How often... wait, what was this? What was this? Oh, so the point about like him stealing her idea. I've got no
allegedly
idea.
Stole your idea, which we could get to that in specific details. I didn't steal your idea. I had nothing to do with it. But quickly, before this, the way it reads to me too is that you're bringing up some old things of like how you were thinking about how I talked to you in the past, which we'll talk about that in more detail too. But it couldn't have been that terrible because you were asking me for a collab simultaneously. So that's where I'm a little bit confused on your intentions, because it seems like right after that you asked for a collab, you were fine with working with me and you were willing to put everything past you. But then when I didn't respond to your chat message, that's when you decide, okay, if he's not going to collab with me, then I'm going to make a weird hit piece on him. That's very weird.
Listen, I totally see how it comes off that way. I genuinely didn't mean it like that. I was just like,
okay.
I don't know. Does this guy want to be friends? Does he not? Because like, to me, it just felt weird.
Friends?
It's like, if you want to be friends, like, we don't talk. The only time you ever message me is when you're concerned about the things that I'm posting. So that feels weird. It's like, look,
I never said I wanted to be friends.
Do anything, or are we just gonna like, hey, just like don't talk
Okay.
about this stuff? I mean, that's how it came off to me.
I clarified in
Maybe that's
DMs.
my intention.
I clarified in DMs. I never wanted to be friends. I was just confused on why you had a misconception about me, and I wanted to clear up any
Yeah,
misconceptions.
but if we're not friends, then it's like, am I not allowed to talk about how I feel? You know what I'm saying?
Listening to Rose Mulet speak is torture for me, okay? It's torture. It's painful. It's painful, okay? Like, I genuinely don't understand why lerix has even entertained this at all. Like, no, who respects the word of Rose Mulet? Who can sit through any of her videos? Nobody. Even people who are interested in it from, like, laughing at her can't get through it. It's too boring. Nobody can endure it. Why is he bringing her onto his live stream that's probably got more attention than she's ever fucking got, or, you know, ever got in the last, like, 6 months? Why would he do that? I've got no idea. Yeah, to show to his 15-year-old fans who are like, oh, Loam? Oh, Loam? Loam laughed at a woman getting groomed? What? What? Right?
You're always allowed to talk
You get
about
what
how
I'm saying?
no one's saying that you're not allowed to do anything. I'm questioning your motivations and intentions, and why it's really weird to me the way it comes across that you're asking for a collab just 2 weeks ago on April 15th, but then once I don't respond to that, you then make a hit piece.
Because I try
That's
to be,
confusing.
I want to be a forgiving person. I really do. Like, I know that I've said some really bad shit, and so when I see that you say bad shit, it's like, who the fuck am I to call somebody else out? I understand that. And that's, I don't know.
Well, I don't think
Again,
you do
I
understand
understand
that
how
because
it
your
comes off.
video is full of double standards, but we could get in that specifically. I just
I
wanted to
address
hone
all
down.
that shit in my video. That's how I feel, because everyone's treated me a certain way. So it's like, why am I suddenly horrible when I, like, you know, say that?
Okay, I feel like I could understand this as a genuine point. I could understand this as like a genuine point, or a genuine like feeling that Rose has, that Liam has essentially been able to like walk away from his prior persona as lerix, and Rose has never been able to walk away from the things that she said in the past, you know, regarding. That's because she hasn't made any effort to like move away from them. That was the only thing she was ever known for, is the girl who wouldn't stop talking about and how much you wish people would rape her. But I mean, that is what she's notable for, and she hasn't tried to change up and do a different content strategy since then, with like a different name, under a different... She's just making videos under the same channel, the same name. Lerix has changed his name, and he's made like he's made a different channel. He's made pretty strong strides to be able to like walk away from it.
About you, it's like if everyone says that about me, it's totally fine. But the moment I start speaking up for myself, suddenly like I'm like a horrible person.
Womp womp,
that's
who
the kind of
cares?
shit that like gets to me.
Okay, well let's get to the first main thing. So you start off your video.
Yeah,
Let's let me just quickly pull up your video. So let's see. So you start off your video, clipping out of context and pretending as if I'm addressing something else. So you clip this out of context of me making these jokes that went too far.
Dude, his live stream VOD from 4 days ago has more views than her like video essay did. Why did he want to give this like so much more attention? I've got no idea.
Well, of course I'm gonna come prepared. You made a video like with a content warning of like, it's a very disturbing thing to do.
Those are the best video essays. Whenever I see a video essay start with a trigger warning for rape and PDF file Ophelia, got it? I know that it's going to be content, okay? I start licking my... No, I'm joking.
When you wanted to collab with me 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, of course...
I didn't know about all this.
Can you say SA, perhaps, and not say the F word? This is a family-friendly stream. Very good point. Very good point, Babka. I apologize to your stepkids that are clearly in the room. Instead of talking about R word, I'll talk about SA. And instead of talking about, you know, like, the F word, I'll say lovemaking.
You got
that
dick.
Works?
I'll be honest with you.
Okay, so just getting into the first point. You then start off with these out-of-context clips and then go on to say about how you have been traumatized and you have been groomed at the age of 15, right? Okay. You know for a fact, I had no knowledge.
Is that why Rose is trans? Has Rose ever talked about the connection there? Or is that like... Anyway.
You have been groomed, or that was your trauma. The reason I was making these jokes was because of your insane statements of saying rape is natural and necessary for a happy and healthy society. # make rape legal. You know for certain that's why I was making those jokes, which we've already talked about this in private, that it's complete. And I even apologized. I was being nice to you. I'm saying that if you genuinely were negatively affected by this, I don't want to give people that impression anymore. And I do actually apologize if you were affected negatively by that. But you completely, now I'm a little bit more, you know, annoyed by this because you completely cut the context, acting as if I was making fun of you for being, for your trauma or being raped in the past, when I wasn't. What I was making these jokes about is you saying consent is stupid, rape is natural and necessary for a happy and healthy society. Why is
Don't worry, 15-year-old Tumblrites. Don't worry, 15-year-old Tumblrites. He was actually arguing that rape was bad. And Rose Mulet, you see, Rose Mulet, she was a bad lady trying to make rape legal. Can you imagine what the world would be like if rape was legal? I shudder at the thought. I need to start saying SA.
Modern world so miserable because rapists are treated as criminals instead of they're cherished for their masculinity. Okay. Fuck feminism. I wish men weren't so afraid of raping me. You know for certain that's what I was talking about. So why did you lie about that?
So first of all, I do include clips in my video of me saying stuff about rape, and I do mention, like, maybe I wasn't the clearest, and I apologize.
About right.
You know you
like
in her video, in the video there,
cherished for being there.
She's including clips about her saying that you shouldn't kill your rape, okay? And the rape isn't like the worst crime. She's not saying anything in there nearly as spicy as what she said on Twitter, because she's admitted before what she said on Twitter to try and get more attention was to get eyes on her, was to get attention, negative or positive. That's the only reason why she put out these like rage bait posts. So is she talking about this because she, you know, had a negative experience? I don't know. But the narrative that she's given before is completely consistent. The only reason that she said these things on Twitter in public is to get attention. So what's this cock and bull story now that she's like, you know, only presenting when she wants to go after lerix? I haven't seen her talk about this at all, like ever.
For their masculinity. Feminism, I wish men weren't so afraid of raping me. You know for certain that's what I was talking about. So why did you lie about that?
So first of all, I do include clips in my video of me saying stuff about rape, and I do mention, like, maybe I wasn't the clearest, and I apologize.
You purposely lied. You know you purposely lied.
You can use this, I might have not been the clear, you can use that on a live stream. You can't use that in a prepared video essay. Maybe I wasn't the clearest, okay.
That's what you were responding to, but if I didn't, I'm sorry.
No, you listen, you direct me.
Those are stuff, that's stuff you actually said to me, and what I said doesn't make what you said okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be an instance where we both fucked up. Like, I could have said shitty things and you could have said shitty things in response because it was normalized as behavior.
Well, we got 5 minutes into the conversation and she already wants to resolve it with a, maybe we both
yeah, what I said, it was really fucked up. And also what I said was like years before you put me on stream. So that's why I reacted the way that I did, because it's like, I don't fucking know.
That's the only thing that anyone knows you for. That's the only thing that anyone knows you for. People know you as the girl who defended SA and said that SA was good, okay? And they know you as the person who was friends with Brad Taste in music. Oh, and also defended SA. Like, there is no people who know who Rose Mulet is and doesn't know her primarily for her takes on SA.
Believe that shit.
I agree, and that's why I owned up to you in private. I agree, and that's why I owned up to you in private. If that genuinely did affect you, I'm sorry, because I don't want to give people that impression. But then it comes to my surprise that you're now completely cutting out the context of what I was even talking about. You compared me to Rice Gum, where Rice Gum was making those comments towards that girl when she was just sharing her experience of being raped, and then Rice Gum said, "Dude, you know, if guys, you can rape this girl if you didn't fucking because she doesn't sue." You compare me to Rice Gum, where it's completely uncomparable. I was talking about you saying, "Let's make rape legalized." That is completely.
But I will say, like, if you listen to the stream, I wasn't like being combative. I wasn't saying, like, I made that tweet that was awful years ago, and that's why you wanted me on call. But, like, the actual things that I said on that stream, I wasn't, like, making fun of rape. I wasn't, like, dismissive. I was, like, confused as to why you guys were, like, laughing at me and not refusing to take me seriously. So, like, the actual...
This entire thing, the real grievance when you get to the heart of it is people were laughing at her and not taking her seriously. Like, the reason why she's even annoyed is, like, constantly, like, dribbling through the cracks.
The contents of what I was saying was not that on stream. It was years after the point, and it was just uncalled for. You wanted me as, like, a lolcow on stream. That's literally what you wanted. So
you were a lolcow.
You know,
it's this simple. We need to go.
Righteous person here.
Rose,
you're going off into the rails.
Rose, we need to hold on, Rose.
So
let's
you made
calm
a video
down, Rose.
Cutting the context in the intro, acting as if I was making these jokes about your trauma. I wasn't. I was making these jokes about you saying that you should make rape legalized and that you think rape is natural. It's that simple. What do you have to say about lying about that?
I mean, I made those tweets because it was like it stemmed from the weird feelings that I had.
What do you have to say about misrepresenting that and lying about that?
I don't feel like I did that. Maybe I could have been more clear. Apologies, but like
we'll watch it.
We'll watch it full through. And I feel like I explained the story, and if people don't know that, I could make that more clear. I don't know. I've been so open on my channel about the things.
Colton. Colton is sending a $5 super chat through saying, "Walk of life, dire straits." It's so over. Oh my god.
That I said and why I said them. Like, I'm constantly talking this. Oh, okay, you're showing your screen.
Yes, I am, because you're trying to weasel out of this over a direct lie you said about me. So I'm going to play the clip. Can you join?
But you said that.
Weird feeling she had, so not specifically for attention. This is my read, okay? This is my read, that she's only done it for attention. This is something she's admitted in the past. This isn't something she's admitted about this particular instance. See, Rose is stupid. She could have found clips of lerix making regular jokes. I mean, yeah, very, very easily. Very, very easily. But she's not only, like, stupid, she's lazy. One sec. Can I get a picture of Rose Mulet? Where is Rose Mulet? Ah, here we are. So believe it or not, okay, this slug of a woman here is incredibly lazy. I know, it might be hard. It might be hard for people to, I mean, no makeup, no brushing of the hair. I mean, it looks completely unshowered, unkempt. I mean, sorry, not... Never mind.
Shit to me.
I haven't been denying saying that.
And also, Colton's in chat. Like, I have messages of what he said in chat yesterday, and it's like...
Womp womp. Colton probably said something based, okay? Unequivocal support for whatever Colton said in chat yesterday.
I don't know. How am I supposed to believe that you've changed and become better people when it's like you're saying this shit about me now? Like, Rose, I know you're not Colton, but like...
Let's go one point at a time.
So
okay. Can we go 1 point at a time?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you in my screen share?
Yeah, I know what my video is.
Okay, I'm gonna play this though, because you're trying to escape
Yeah, I mean,
this.
like, go for it. I've seen it.
What accusations was Rose Mulet saying?
Rose, if you don't say it right now, I'm gonna
Rose,
Colton is base. Colton was the only one who was bringing the content. He was sending me voice messages saying...
What did Lolicon Laraze say there? What did Lolicon Laraze say there? Her little ass was begging for it. Her little ass was begging for it. Do not laugh. Okay. I'm calm.
I want to rape you. Bend over.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, we need to go back for the context.
He was sending me voice messages saying, I want to rape you. Bend over.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, if anyone's listening to this conversation, Rose Mulet, if you want to, you know...
What the fuck?
She wouldn't defend herself, that's all I'm saying.
An awful person, yeah, you know that. You say shit like that, and that's
But the
just
context, though. The context.
Oh, I'm gonna finish playing the clip, then we can talk about it. Because I've already talked about this in my stream yesterday. I've already said that this is not the way that I want to conduct myself moving forward. But you already know this, because we've already worked this out several times in private. So this isn't new information for you.
This was like 18 months ago, mate. This was 18 months ago. This doesn't work. This is not the way I want to conduct myself anymore. I mean, yeah, he's young. I mean, Lyrix is like the same age as me. But I feel like he's found like a new way to stream. Essentially kind of a new business model or a new stream model.
You're getting too big for
he wants to go into that lane and he's attracting a different audience and wants to make different jokes. Wait, what? He looks 18 tops? Okay. In the same way that I look 30, okay? Aiden and Liam Donovan look 18, okay? But we are in fact very similar ages. Well, Aiden's like just about 20, but Liam is close to my age. All right, Lyrix is closer to my age. But it's clear he's just like in a different social circle, and he's like, yeah, everyone has this. Everyone has this, right? You make different jokes with different kind of like friendship groups. This is the exact same thing that Liam is doing. He thinks that these jokes are funny. If he was with other people who would laugh along with him, he'd probably make them again, and he'd probably laugh at it. The only reason why he's got such a serious face now is because he's realizing like who is looking at it, right? He hasn't been live again since that stream. I know. I think he might have got miseried.
Okay.
It's me.
Like, what context makes what you said okay though? Like I said up shit, but that's still wild though. You know? Like
no.
I said awful shit. That tweet was from 2020.
No one is making the argument that it is okay. The argument is the severity of it, and you're trying to say I said this about your rape and trauma when that is not true. I was talking about you saying that rape is natural and you should make rape legalized. That's what I was talking about. It's very clear.
Not funny.
It's jokes.
That's not a funny
These
thing
are jokes versus jokes that go too far.
Right, so
what are the jokes
for
about?
Me to include some clips. I mean, like I assumed, like, oh, here are some videos where I talk about rape, and then I include those. I figured that was good enough.
You're getting too big for your boots.
Nate tipped $3 through Super Chat. You've misheard. You look dirty, not 30.
Why did the TTS go Indian then? Thank you for the $3, Nate. That's not true. I shower. It's just I don't know how to care for curly hair. Okay. I don't.
That wasn't good enough for you.
Am I back? I'm back, right? Sick.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not about being good enough. You blatantly lied. Can I continue playing this?
Go for it.
Okay.
Rose,
It's
can
not.
you
No, it's not a meme. That's
Oh,
an
what?
invitation.
When I was 15, I was groomed. I coped in a lot of really unhealthy ways.
So instantly,
No!
you then start talking
in
about.
her own video. In her own video. No. Oh my god. Look at me, guys. I'm so wretched and raped and stuff. I'm so wretched and raped, guys.
About how you were groomed at 15 after playing those clips.
And I know
That
I know
is
you didn't know
nothing.
that. I'm sorry.
Oh, you know I
But,
didn't know that, but you purposely portrayed it in your
That
video
was the
as if I
reason
was
why
talking about your
what I
grooming.
said, so I was trying to get into that, and I was also thinking about like, all right, I don't want the video to be
Oh
too
my
long.
god. It's a mixture of his current audience and his old commentary audience in the thing. In the chat right now. So it's Walking Fish 22 says, Loam's so much better than me. I'd tweak and start yelling at her. Whoa.
Said, so I was trying to get into that.
ADHD says, victim card. Totoro, yes sir, says, holy moly, guacamole, she's insane.
And I was also thinking about like, all right, I don't want the video to be too long. Like, how am I going to explain all the context? Like, and that's a lot of the decisions I made was really so like the video wouldn't be like 2 hours long. Again,
Rose,
I'm
it's
sorry
this.
about that. Why we're talking now.
Rose,
but
it's this
I don't
simple.
really think that changes much.
It's this simple. You lied about this to make your case look better and to make me look worse.
Oh my god. I really don't believe so. I think the clip.
What do you mean I don't believe so? Accept it or reject it. This is a question about your intentions. I really don't think so. Is your mind that disconnected?
Stand for themselves. I don't think any
But you
amount of
just
context.
you just acknowledged that you knew that I didn't know about your previous or trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you saw the tweets that I made. I mean, I don't remember if I mentioned on stream why I said what I said. I might have. I
You
mean, it
just
was years
acknowledged
ago.
that, which would show that you misrepresented this in your video when you knew I was making these jokes, which I've already said several times to make it clear that this is not the way I want to conduct myself and this is like going too
Okay,
far.
but you said that to me. Am I not allowed to like make a video about it? Feel some way about it?
You are,
know what
but
I'm
you're not
saying?
allowed to like. But I'm.
Listen, Rose, okay, your feelings are valid. Rose, your feelings are valid. Okay, sister? I understand. However, you can't call me a fucking rape apologist, you little bitch, okay? Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! Just rip her head off! In Minecraft.
Of
Like,
course,
it's
I'm
good
going
for
to be.
you that you're like not
are,
doing this
but-
Unlearn
anymore,
empathy!
obviously.
Unlearn empathy!
It's a very black and white and clear problem. You're allowed to do anything you want, Rose, but you're lying about it. And of course, if you're lying about something, I'm going to be like annoyed and I'm going to call it out because you're purposely trying to make yourself look better and make me look worse. And right after that, I don't respond to you asking to collab with me. I mean, collab with you. Do you
Okay,
see
well,
how this
first
looks?
of all, it's the fact that you like took my idea and made a video about it.
Idea?
Like, I mean, come on, we had talks in DMs. Like,
So I didn't take your idea. We can get into that later. I have that. That's later on in the video.
it's not just about like I asked for a collab. I wouldn't care. It's the fact that you made a video with the same idea that I was like, hey, I'm making a really big video about this.
Okay.
And it's like, how am I supposed to feel? It's like you make the same video on your channel and you've already basically like stolen Brad's whole thing. I'm like, all right, now it's like there's
Rose.
fuel to this fire.
Get
Rose,
up.
we're going
I
one
gotta
by
say something.
Rose. We're going
Please
one by
get up.
one. We're gonna get to all these things. You bring them up in your video. We're just on the first minutes of you mischaracterizing this, and you have people in your comment section with the takeaway of, "I can't believe that you went through this. I can't believe."
You do think she's right on this one? I mean, if somebody says, I'm doing a video on this topic, do you want to collab with me? Say no. Is that good topic, though? Make the same video. Maybe. Is it shitty to do? Kinda. It's whatever. To be fair, when he's a bigger, more successful content creator, hearing her idea and just going, ooh, that's mine. It's like, maybe that's a little bit shitty. Maybe that's a little bit shitty. Yeah, but he denies it. That is annoying. I mean, okay, let's see what his excuse is.
Liam did this to you and said this thing about your trauma. You mischaracterized this to make it as if I knew this information. I made jokes about that when I was making jokes about you saying that consent is stupid.
It's
Is
more
natural.
like I can't believe that he said this crazy shit to me.
Rose, I mean, do you own up that you mischaracterized this?
If I said anything that could have been more clear, I apologize, and I can make that more clear.
Okay.
I don't believe so, but I can understand that perspective.
During this time, a lot of content creators exploited my situation for laughs. Liam
Yeah, I think that's what you did.
Exploited your...
Also, she's including there the modern day debate thing. The modern day debate thing was something that she opted into, or it's a debate with Destiny that she had about whether it's ethical to kill somebody who's trying to rape you. Right? That has nothing to do with your situation at all. Modern day debate, Rose Mulet. I mean, here it is. It's literally like her and Destiny going back and forth about whether it's ethical to like kill your
for these actions. You know, not just the women, the men too. So, you know, there's going to be, I guess there's going to be more abortions. I guess there's going to be, right?
There we are. None of this is talking about her situation at all. None of this is exploiting her situation at all.
Grooming situation.
It is very funny that in that Destiny was arguing that you could. Seems a little bit self-defeating, no? Anyway.
For laughs. But you just self-admitted that I didn't know about your groom. You know that I didn't know about your grooming situation.
I wouldn't have
the
said
only
nothing
thing
if I wasn't groomed.
of course I exploited. Okay, here's the thing.
Whoa!
As I've already said,
was that an admission? Was that an admission?
Of course I exploited. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. As I've already...
Liam Donovan, lolicon lerix, exploiting a child. No. Child grooming. No.
Said,
okay,
listen, I'll say something. I'll say something, and then you say something.
And you thought it would be fun to like say funny.
I will say
and make
something.
fun of this person.
I will say
it
something.
would be
and
funny
then
to
you
say
say
funny
something.
shit.
What I laughed and made jokes about was again you saying that rape is epic and cool and it should be legal. What you are making it out to seem like is that I'm... Hold on. I'll go and then you go.
Rose Mulet says that rape is like epic and cool and should be legal. And she gets like all this attention. She gets like all this support. She, you know, like she gets like widely celebrated for it. I say... I don't want that as a voice clip.
But you are trying to make it out to seem like I'm laughing at your rape. Do you see how these are very different things?
You were, though. I mean, you were making jokes about raping me. Like, what the?
No. Okay, first of all, that was Colton who came in and talked about with those weird voice memos that even at the time I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like deranged. But you already self-admitted I didn't know this. I was talking about you saying make legal. That's what I was talking about, right?
That was the specific tweet that you were having on screen. And you probably thought it was funny, and you wanted me on call. But like,
why would he ever think something like that would be funny?
That kind of shit to me. What I said.
You keep avoiding it. You're purposely
and what kind of person is Colton?
Because you keep pivoting to what I say doesn't make this okay. I've already, Rose, listen. I've already acknowledged that what I said. I don't want to conduct myself that way anymore, and I've literally apologized to you several times in public, in private, that you actually listen. Can I finish? Let me finish. Can I finish?
Pop up a tweet on screen, and suddenly it's
please?
like, guys, well, she said a bad thing, so it was okay to say whatever I want at her expense, regardless of the bad thing that I said.
Rose. The difference is that I already have...
take accountability for shit.
Rose, the difference
Everyone's just expected to forgive you.
So how do you want this conversation to go? Do you want to just like keep cutting in, or do you think it's more helpful if I say something and then you say something?
You.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So the difference is I've already owned up to this, and I said, this is not the way that I want to conduct myself anymore, and I'm letting my actions speak for that, and I even apologized for it. And I said, if that actually affected you, then I'm sorry. I don't want to be this guy publicly anymore.
No,
I don't want to be that
losing.
guy. The difference is, though, when I talk to you, you consistently pivot, and you don't acknowledge that you misrepresented this to try to make it seem worse, right?
I mean, like I said, if you feel like I did, then I can explain more. I edited like the majority of this video in like a few days. So I wasn't really thinking that much about it. I was just trying to get all the information.
No, I've never tried to speak to a schizophrenic in the midst of an episode. Why do you ask? Why do you ask? I don't think Rose Malay is in the middle of like a psychotic episode, okay? I don't think she's in the middle of a psychotic episode. She just wants attention, and she's going to get more attention by continually, like, you know, pining lerix and, like, you know, messing with him, essentially, right? And then lerix is taking that to heart, because he's like, he's brought her on stream to talk about this to his, like, overwhelmingly gay audience, right? He's completely misunderstood why she's here. She's here to mess with you, because then you'll speak about her more, and maybe speak to her more.
Information out as quickly as possible. So if you feel like I missed some things, then I'm sorry. I don't feel that way, but I can understand why you do.
Okay, I'm just going to say this one more time, then we're going to move on to the same point, because it's very black and white. You are trying to make it seem like I was making jokes and laughing at your rape, but you self-admitted I didn't even know that. But instead, I was making jokes and laughing at the tweets you made about how you should make rape legal.
It's totally fine, right?
No, I was making jokes about you saying rape legal. Why are you not addressing this? You keep pivoting this.
I mean, people
you aren't
watch
even
the clips.
you
It's
aren't
not
even
about,
addressing this. This is the difference. You just
like,
keep doing the same
you took
thing.
advantage of the fact that I said that to try to excuse saying horrendous shit to me.
Rose, you are going in a circle. Rose, you are going in a circle. Rose, you are going in a circle. You're trying to say I'm using this to excuse it. These are separate things that I just said that I owned up for it. But now you're going back in the circle. Every time it comes back to you misrepresenting something, you try to bring it back to me. That is the difference.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I told you how I feel.
Okay, we have to move on because you are not able to engage with this. So next is you cut the context of DM conversations where you apologized and we settled things mutually multiple times in private. So when you went through our DM conversations in this video...
Why would you ever speak to Rose Malay privately in DMs? Unless it's to, like, arrange a collaboration, as they were. Why would... Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You decided to conveniently leave out all the times where you apologized to me. And I already read out all the full context on last stream. So everybody already knows this. But you purposely left out the context of you apologizing multiple times, of me continuously giving my thoughts, apologizing, and taking accountability for this. But you left all that out because it further benefits your narrative. Why did you lie about that?
So what I was thinking is, like, if I read... It was purely about, like, I don't want to make this video too long, and I understand how it comes off that way. It was, all right, these DMs that I read are, like, essential. I have to, like, go over, like, the story of, like, what happened here. And I was just thinking, like, I think I mentioned, like, that you would, like, apologize to me. I say that in the video, but, like, I didn't want to read, like, every message that we had. Maybe I should have.
So do you know how this reads? Conveniently, the only DMs you don't read out are the ones that make your narrative look worse and make me look worse.
I mean, like I said, I completely understand feeling that way. But
it is just what you did. It was your choice on purpose to leave out the screenshot.
Oh my God, she's using like therapy language, or I guess like gentle parenting, or like conflict resolution. Like, yeah, I get how you feel that. I understand you. Okay, I hear you. To essentially, like, no, we are not friends. We're not involved in like an emotional conversation together. Okay, you lied about me. Answer for that. I forgot that part. She leaves out the apology. I mean, yeah, she sounds just like me. Talking about people telegraphing. Okay, huge red flag.
That would further push your narrative and by product make me look worse because it's not giving the full context. You did that on purpose.
I think it's good that you like showed the full DMs. I'm not like hiding from anything. I don't think that...
Yes, you are. Not even a sorry. This message finishes with. Not even a sorry. Slanty face. Not even a sorry. And then she leaves out the message when he does apologize. That's despicable.
Anything. I'm sorry that I didn't like read every single DM in the video. Maybe I should have showed that
I
on screen.
hate
I don't
Rose
know.
So the
Malay.
broad point in this video that I'm making, and the reason why you're misrepresenting things, is that broadly, you're trying to paint me all this out to seem like the most malicious hit piece as possible to try to make me look as worse as possible. And all these little subsections of things you decide to leave out and omit are all reasons on why you're, they're all things that you're doing to try to push your narrative better.
Yeah.
And that is dishonest.
And bringing her on
dis-
stream is not going to do anything for you. She's a glut shito,
I
nobody.
just show things that you said to me.
While
That's not
leaving out the
lying.
context, which does change a lot of the story, correct?
That makes your jokes okay.
No one
She's trolling you. She's trolling you for the attention you're giving her.
said that. You realize you keep recycling the same point. When I already said, hey, I don't want to conduct myself. Remember when I said that in the same conversation? I don't conduct myself that way publicly anymore?
Oh my god. A woman is like going on Twitter all day about how much she loves and how should never be like punished. And we need more like grape in society. And somebody makes a joke like, you guys, you know, if you want to, she said, you know, she wants it. Okay? That joke isn't okay. But a man commits a crime and he's going to go to prison, and all of a sudden, you're going to get gagged by black men in the showers. That is okay? That's deranged.
And I haven't said like the shit that I said for years, and everyone
I'm
tells
leaving
me
it.
I'm a horrible person.
Are you
constantly
talking to
for that. So
everyone?
why is
Are
it
you
that
talking
you're
talking to
suddenly allowed
everyone or are you
to-
talking to me right now? You're fighting ghosts.
Well, I think I'm not fighting ghosts because I deal with fucking harassment every day because I said shit.
Okay, so this is the bit though, okay? This is the bit that I do think is actually genuine from Rose. She genuinely does feel aggrieved that she feels like she sees Liam being able to like essentially run away from his past, right? And everyone kind of like moves away from it when he's making like an active decision to kind of like change his optics and change how people see him and all that kind of stuff, right? She can't. She's like intrinsically forever linked with like these, you know, tweets that she made in the past. But it's because she constantly brings them up. She's constantly talking about them. And unfortunately, nobody cares about anything that Rose Malay has ever done outside of these tweets that she's made, broadly. What else has she ever got attention for? That's where the majority of her attention stems from. Yeah, unlucky. Nobody wants to pay any attention to you. And so no, you're not going to get a reputation outside of the tweets that you made. Because you've essentially opted into doing something for attention that you know will get loads of attention. If you want to do something that's going to get attention and is sustainable and isn't going to give you a horrific reputation, then figure that out. But until you do that, you know, especially when this is a girl whose parents have essentially have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get her a music career and failing horribly because nobody wants to listen to her. She's not talented. She makes awful music, right? Thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars they pumped into trying to like give her a music career. And she hasn't been able to do it. Really? Yes, really. Yes, really.
Shit fucking 5
You're talking
years
to
ago.
only me right now. Why are you talking about
Like
everybody
I'm literally,
else?
oh my god, I am literally because of the harassment that I received. So it bothers me when somebody who said worse shit that I've said is allowed to just exist and nobody cares, and I'm a bad person for taking issue with it. Like I'm literally suicidal because of this.
What does
You
that
know,
have to
and
do
that's-
with me? That has nothing to do with me.
I mean,
True.
This is completely irrelevant to the conversation.
Who cares?
We're talking
She's just
about
trying to
how you
sympathy
lied
base.
about me and mischaracterized a bunch of things in your slanderous video.
I
Slanderous.
show clips of things that you said to me. That is not lying about anything.
Rose, do you realize that
my
you
God.
are completely incapable of engaging what I'm talking about? Every time I bring up a current point, you recycle the same thing and said, this is why you're saying this is okay for this other thing. None of this is relevant to the current point, and I've literally just addressed that to you.
Oh my god. One sec. Have I got... Can I see the... Wait, where's that chat message from his just gone? Half of Liam's chat is slower slidle. That's not an argument.
That to you. Do you understand that?
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
Address my current point. That's what I'm saying.
What is your current point?
So you cutting the context of these DMs was specific.
Oh my god! And as if, oh my god, the prediction, the prophecy. Don't want to be alive. Who can relate? God, this Tumblrite audience is unhealthy.
Specifically to push your
In more
narrative
than one
better,
way.
to make me look malicious, more malicious,
That
and
was
worse.
not my intent. I said that I'm sorry.
So it
I
was
mean-
just a coincidence that you cut all the context of our mutual conversations of
You
every
mentioned that
time
you, like,
you apologize.
Why are you speaking to
I
her?
don't think
No.
it
Every
matters.
time you could just coincidentally cut every time you apologize to me. You cut all that context out just because, oh, I didn't want to make the video longer. That's what
I
you're
could have
telling me?
included. I'm genuinely sorry for not including that. I mean,
No, she's
yeah, maybe
not.
I
Damn
should
it.
have. I didn't, like I said, I didn't think that hard about it.
The damage is already done, and I'm waiting for you to own up that you did it purposely. Because of course you
didn't
knew
do
it
it.
would
Like, I
make
swear to
it would
God.
make you look worse, and it would make me look better, and it wouldn't push your narrative better in this video.
I just, again, I wasn't thinking that hard about it. Like, I just wanted the video to be short. I didn't want to read every DM. I mentioned that we had those conversations.
She wanted the video to be short. Rose Mulet is like famous for having long, boring videos when she's trying to like, you know, like farm drama off stuff. Rose Mulet. And here we are. I tried to watch her video. I tried to watch her video about the Beast games. Like this is from on stream, okay? I'm not watching this off stream for research, got bored, clicked off. I was literally partway through a stream segment, and it was so boring I clicked off it. Rose Mulet is fine with making long videos. She does not care.
I'm sorry. Maybe in the future, I should have done that.
Okay. Well, moving on to the next thing.
Maybe in the
Then,
future I should
This
have.
is a really weird section where you start to bring up, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back for why you made this video in the first place. So you said I stole your idea for the poorest samples of all time video.
Ooh.
This is not true. But do you want to respond to that? Do you want to? What do you have to say about
I'm just
this?
gonna say why I feel the way that I do. So me and you have a history. We've had recent DMs. You may have not seen my DM, which I understand now. But from my perspective, you're like responding to random tweets for me. I'm constantly talking about my worst samples video. And then like 2 days after I finished filming my worst samples video, you put out a community post about your worst samples video. Could you see how I could possibly think, huh, that's weird?
No, that is very unreasonable.
Wait, so it's not something that she communicated in private? I've made it my mission to find the worst samples. I listen to thousands of them. So she's letting people know what her video idea was in public before she's even putting it out. Okay. Okay. The way that this had made it sound as if she'd communicated this in private and then he'd like stolen it. No, it seems like she's tweeting about this publicly.
Possibly think, huh, that's weird.
No, that is very unreasonable. And Rose,
How? Like, it's the
well,
timing is
if you're going to
insane.
say
You
how, I'm
can't
going to
admit
explain it
that,
to you.
Right?
I'm about to explain it to you. Rose, my success
Like,
on my
I'm not crazy for thinking that that's crazy,
Then
you know?
let me explain it. Rose, the success on my channel is like we're on completely two different like algorithms. Like I'm not I don't need to worry even if you made a
What?
worst samples video before in the past. The way that I come to my video ideas has nothing to do with your channel. And that's just the truth of it. The majority of times when I get video ideas, it's actually from my chat. There's like a clip out there of my chat suggesting the worst samples idea. And then I said, oh, that's a good idea. Let me write that down. I write it down in my document.
Is there a
and then,
clip in there?
wow, I do the video. It's that simple. It's not that
You got
deep.
dicked.
And it comes across as
Okay,
really
bro,
weird
you get-
that you think that I'm stealing your ideas and then I'm seeing your tweet with 20 views of I just spent the last 12 hours filming worst samples too. Holy shit. That comes across
I
as really
DM'd
weird
you
and
about this
self-important.
video, which again, maybe you didn't see, but then I also like posted a bunch about this video. I have a video publicly on my channel about it, and then you like do this like 2 days after I film my own video and I post about filming it. Like I said,
This is a very silly and
I can't
unserious
know
point,
what
Rose.
goes on in your
Even if
head.
you
Maybe it is
release
possible relocate from a chatter. Maybe it is possible that it was because of the doechii song, which is popular right now. There is a possibility. I can't know for sure.
The
but I can
doechii
tell
song.
you how it feels from my perspective.
Sorry. Women gays are my audience. What? The doechii song? What's the doechii song? Denial is a river. Pardon me? Oh, that... okay. Of course. Yep.
In addition to everything else going on, yeah, I felt some kind of way about it.
You can't know for sure, but then
fair.
you still included it in your video. And then you like acted as if I stole your take too. The very the very rare take of that when a sample exists, I like it when the artist transforms the sample. You acted like I copied your homework on this. This was a very weird
It's
section.
just wild to see you like, oh my God, that's like my thing. And he's like doing that. And at that point, it's like, all right, well, I've got to fucking say shit. And then with the Brad shit going on, it's
your
like...
thing? What do you
all
mean
right,
your
like,
thing? What is your thing?
I think like more samples. I was spent so many months like finding like a bunch of songs for my own video.
Okay.
That
You took
was
too
like
long.
the thing that I was working on. That was going to be like my big return video to like doing music content.
Okay. I don't know any of this information.
And when I
Rose
got
Malay,
canceled,
when you sent me
like,
all
by
those
the
When I
DMs
got
on April
cancelled.
15th,
my worst
I was
video.
I was in Florida at Disney World from like the 16th to like I didn't read your message. I didn't steal this idea to you. This is very weird and an unserious point to act as if I'm like stalking your Twitter account and stealing your ideas. This is very unserious.
Very unserious.
Again, you made that video, or sorry, well, you filmed that video, you released it later. 2 days, 2 to 3 days, sir, I filmed mine. You know what I'm saying?
Dickers, thoughts on Lerix's proclivities? I've not seen any substantial proof of Lerix's alleged proclivities, at least not insofar as something that I would be willing to convict him of in a court of law.
I don't know.
Like,
I never knew that
and
information.
we had DMs where I mentioned that I was making this video. Like, it's crazy.
Well, you can't really say that we had DMs where I mentioned that I was making this video. If the person never replied to the DMs and they're saying, I don't want to be friends with you. Oh my God.
Say that I'm crazy for like feeling some type of way about that, which is really what I said. So again, I can't know what goes on in your head, but yeah, like I don't think that that's a crazy thing for me to say.
So you're admitting that you don't have evidence to say this?
I included the evidence that I had in my video. I can't prove anything because again, I don't know what goes on in your head.
Well,
But I do think that it looks a little bit suspicious, and I think it's fair for me to talk about that in my video, considering our DMs, considering all my posts about it.
that's
Like,
cool that you
considering
think it's
all the
suspicious,
crazy shit.
but the most realistic outcome is that just on how there's a clip that exists of my chat giving me the idea, I then wrote it down and then I made a video on it because the doechii
yeah.
thing is a very
Genuinely
popular
speaking,
sample lately. It's a
I
very
can't think of
simple
an instance of
conclusion.
plagiarism where there is more evidence than the evidence that I currently have. You know what I'm saying? Like most people who make videos like, oh, this person like was inspired, blah, blah, blah. They don't have like DMs where they talk to this person. They don't have like, oh, this person did it 2 days after I did it. So like, I legitimately have more evidence than people who like, you know, are getting supported for saying, hey, this person stole my thing. And
Stole your
I don't
thing.
know.
Rose,
Okay.
I'm not concerned in the nicest way possible. I'm not concerned on what you're doing on your channel. I'm doing my own thing, just how you're doing your own thing on your channel.
Which
I'm
is
not
why you
concerned
DM me every
on
single time
I'm
and
not
talk
concerned
about
on your
shit.
ideas. No.
That's why.
That's
Huh?
much
You're being
different.
so
That's you
manipulative.
talk.
You didn't
No.
care. You wouldn't DM me when I tweet anything about you at all.
Listen, the reason why I brought up those tweets is because you were shit talking me. Very different, very big difference. I'm not sub to you. I don't pay attention to your channel, and that's fine. I don't know how much you pay attention to my channel, but we're doing our own things. I'm not concerned about what you're doing, and I'm not ripping your ideas. And I think that there's overwhelming
You're doing your own
evidence
thing
that
with
that is the
samples. I'm
case.
doing my own thing with samples.
Rose Malay, if you release a video about samples as well, I'm sure it'll do fine. I didn't steal your shit.
Well, now
Okay?
people are going to be like, oh, well, Liam posted a video like that because of, I mean, that's the crazy thing. Now it's like,
It's a top 5 list. No? That's what the list is. That's what the video is, right? The worst samples of all time. If I go to Rose Mullet, like, it's the most generic. Wait, did she even publish the video? She hasn't even posted the video. Okay. But okay, so this seems to be it. The worst songs, worst hit songs. She's tried this content before. Brad Taste in Music was her, like, friend or whatever. And she clearly just, like, she tried this for a little bit. She couldn't hack it. She's seen no success with this. And then it seems like Liam's been able to move on from commentary to do music, and has been quite successful with it. It seems out and out like she's just like envious of the success that he's had. That's it. And she feels like there's some pretense under which she can say he stole her video idea. But like, if you're working on a huge big project, no, I think he stole this, Lamau. You're literally talking about the worst samples at a time when apparently she DM'd him about it. She sent him a message. He never replied. Did he even read it? She's talking about this publicly. I don't care. Does she have a copyright on this idea? I would say, okay, if she'd messaged him about it in private, and that's all that she'd said about it, cool. I'd say, that is a little bit suspect. But given the thing that, like, there's another, like, song, there's a song out right now that's, like, spinning up a bunch of discourse about, like, you know, bad samples. She's talking about it on in public, right? She's basically broadcasting. I'm working on this video all about the worst samples of all time. I'm working on this video. Da-da-da-da. If somebody else makes the video, womp womp. She should have got it out faster. I don't know.
Like, can I release my video anymore? Like, I was gonna spend so many hours editing that shit, and
okay,
it's like,
bro, you're getting too big for your boots.
Do you think Liam looked at the doechii sample getting discourse and was like, oh, I should do a video on this? He has an entire channel, an entire live stream kind of, like, set up right now around music and music trends and talking about music. It's completely, I'm willing to give him the level of plausible deniability that he didn't steal the idea to do, like, the worst samples of all time, which is an incredibly broad topic, from Rose Mullet.
like,
Can release your
oh
video.
my God,
It'll
like,
be
this is the
fine.
next video I was gonna put out on my channel. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to put this out first and be like, hey, so
If you're going to hinge this entire argument on the intelligence of Liam, I mean, I think your argument's got to a pretty desperate point now. If you're saying, but think about the intelligence of Liam, think about how stupid Liam is. Okay.
the Liam thing, I was completely caught off guard when he did that.
Bros, it'll be fine. It'll be fine if you release your video. I'm certain it will not have a substantial effect. Okay? This is so unserious. It's going to be okay. So then you piggyback this onto then saying my whole channel is just ripping off Brad Taste, and
Because
then I
it
steal
is.
this guy's
You
ideas.
admit to it. You admit to it.
So this is uniquely weird because we've already had this conversation how many times in private? Like probably 2 times in private, and every time
and
you've
I think
apologized back to me and you said, sorry, I just wanted to rant and, you know, I needed to vent. So this is really weird that now it's the same thing again, but
I
to
didn't
say
really
the same thing I said to you in the
like, hey,
past.
I'm sorry for like bringing this up because like, you know, I wanted to vent about these things and I was going back and forth whether I wanted to make this a big public spectacle.
I've been very clear on this on my channel to say the same thing I've said in the past. I've been subbed to Brad. I've been subbed to Brad for multiple years now. And of course I saw what he was doing. I thought it was cool. I was inspired by him. And I thought, hey, I want to make a video. Are you going to talk? And are you going to talk when I'm talking? Do you think this is a productive way to have a conversation?
Call her a bitch.
Okay, so I'm going to say something, then you say something. Okay, cool. So when I saw Brad Taste, what he was doing, and I thought, hey, this is cool too.
I just find his response so unconvincing. Ultimately, it's a coincidence. Is it a weird coincidence? Maybe. Maybe. But in terms of, like, do I think that I'm confident saying that he stole her video idea? No. No. I don't feel confident saying that, and I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt on it. Especially since if you're saying that Liam isn't smart enough to come up with this video idea, how the fuck has Rose Mulet come up with this video idea? Could it be that there's an ongoing trend of discourse about people talking about how bad this sample was and relating it to like, this is just like that. This is just like that. And if you have a music channel talking about music and trends in music, right, there we are.
I have the opportunity to, I have some opinions on music. Not that I'm like qualified or anything, I never say that, but I'm a guy who gives my opinions. And if I have the opportunity to make a channel in which people care about my opinions, why wouldn't I take that opportunity? So just how Brad Taste is a channel who listens to music, reacts to music, I'm also a guy who likes music, listens to music, and I give my opinions. It's that simple. Same way that Fantano is a channel that likes music, listens to music, and gives his opinions about music. Same thing with even your channel. It's very simple.
Okay. What you said was that you were going to invade the space. You said that seconds or minutes, I don't remember the exact amount of time on stream, but you said that after watching a clip of him crying and having mental breakdowns that prevented him from being able to make that content like he normally did. You saw that there was a gap in the market, and conveniently you start your own music channel, and I just find that to be despicable behavior, because this is a—
Yeah, but to be fair to him, right? It's like the housing market, right? It's like the housing market. You notice that some rich guy is like, you know, in the pits of depression and he's about to default on his mortgage, right? And you're like, about to move into a bigger house. But then you have other people looking at you going, about to move into a bigger house. Like Liam has moved on to like start talking about music, right? And then I've come and decided to like start making jokes about rape. You know, like people try and move into other people's like content spheres. When they move out of it, you see a business opportunity, you attack.
A guy who's going through some shit, and you're like, oh, well, he's not able to make this content like he used to.
I even dyed my hair
I can make money
blonde
off this. I can make my own channel off this. Like, do you understand how if I'm having DMs with a guy where he tells me he's suicidal, I'm gonna feel some type of way about that, in addition to everything else that we've talked about. So this piles on top of each other. You know, this all builds to something, and that's my video.
So before I give my response now live, I just want to ask you, do you remember what I said to you? Because you said the same thing to me before in private.
Ooh.
Do you remember what I said to you?
What specifically?
Because you said this exact same—
I've seen people in chat questioning Rose Mulet's gender identity, and I want to say solidly, okay, stake in the ground, 10 toes down. This is such a woman tactic. To have a fucking argument that you want to like have with somebody in the past, and then they address it, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. But you don't actually accept the reason. You haven't actually come to a resolution. You're just too agreeable. You stop the argument in that moment, and then you want to bring it up later on. You want to bring it up later on. I've had this, the way that he's feeling right now, I've had that feeling so many times before. So many times before. I feel so bad for this guy.
Same thing to me. Do you even like remember this? I'm like confused if you don't even remember
this. When? Oh, that's the word. That's the 1-2 punch. When?
Weeks ago. You said the same thing to me in private, and I gave my exact response on back and how I think about it.
What?
And I gave my exact response how I think about it. I just want to know, like, is this going to be a consistent thing where even if I tell you right now, this is just going to happen again in like a month, you're going to forget everything and then say the same shit?
It's the fact that you said this shit on stream. Like, you said this, and then you acted upon the things
so you're not
that
engaging.
said.
So you're not going to engage.
And you didn't make the channel, I would have let it go. But you are still making this kind of content after you said that you were going to invade the space.
Okay,
so she did accept the fact that she did understand his explanation, but now she's going back on it because he's still making the content? I don't get it at all.
You're not going to engage. So we had this exact conversation.
I don't know what you mean, Forest Cat. I'm learning this for the first time.
when you brought up these clips back in March 11th. So if you scroll up to our conversation, March 11th, you brought up these exact clips and I give my exact response. Do you not remember any of that?
I remember sending you the clips. I don't remember exactly what you said in response. Oh yeah, you said I was and still am a fan of Brad. Why did you send me this clip? Is there an issue with it? I've been friends with Brad since 2017.
Okay, you don't have to read the donation. You don't have to read the messages. Then we had a call. So just whatever. It seems like you don't remember. But regardless, what
she
I said
does. No,
that,
press
yes,
her.
These are things that I said in these clips. I don't understand ever what the problems are with these. These are me saying in a tongue-in-cheek way that, like, dude, this guy is like a cool thing going on. If I have opinions on music, if I have the opportunity that I could do this, you know how everybody makes YouTube channels? They see someone else doing a YouTube channel and they think, "Oh, this guy, what he does is pretty cool." Are you gonna finish? Are you gonna let me finish? Okay,
yeah,
let's chill. Let's chill out.
Based.
So, anytime anybody makes a YouTube channel, they see somebody else, they think, "Oh, what they're doing is kind of cool. I could do my own version of this. I could do my own spin on this. I have my own unique opinions, and I like music, so I decided to make a channel based off of that." It's that simple. And these jokes of tongue-in-cheek comments about like, dude, I gotta invade this space. This is so clearly like tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, dude, you know, and playing it up and talking up.
You did not have a music channel. After that, you did.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to, you know, how am I supposed
She's not even addressing his point. She's not even addressing his point. She's not even addressing his point. She's just returning to the same point over and over and over again. Oh. It's like, okay, you know, Pandora's box had like all the evils of the world, right? Imagine you had all the evils of women, and then you put them into one woman. This is having an argument with Rose Mulet. It's fucking awful, dude.
supposed to take that?
Exactly on how I said. I've already said Brad Tay's channel was inspiration. I thought, I have my own thoughts on music and opinions. I think that this would be fun for me to do as well. Like listening to music and give my thoughts on music. Brad Taste is not someone who invented the concept of listening to music and giving their thoughts on music.
He didn't. I think he was a Fantano clone. I legitimately do, but he did transform and make his own content. And to be fair, I think you're kind of doing that as well. I just don't like that the channel had bad motivations behind it, you know?
So this is
bad motivation.
This is all you assuming this. It had no bad motivations behind it at all. I like
you
music.
To the bad motivation on, you know, stream. So
when? What did I admit?
You admitted that you saw this guy having like a mental breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of laughed at it on stream, and during that same stream, you're like, you know, there's a gap in the market. I got to invade the space.
If you see somebody getting a lot of money doing something that you would quite like to do, and they're failing horribly at it, they're spiraling into the pits of depression, and you say, ooh, that'd be fun to do. Who cares? Who cares? You see somebody with a lot of attention on them and think, I could do this better. So what? You made an edgy joke about it. Who cares? I do not care. I do not care at all. We're in the attention economy.
What he said publicly. So who knows what you were thinking? I don't want to imply anything because I don't know.
Yeah, that's a huge implication. We are in an attention economy, okay? Unfortunately, it's just business. You won't care personally for the people, but unfortunately, Lerix is a streamer. Brad Taste in music is a streamer. Brad Taste in music is failing. Lerix thinks he can do it better. I genuinely do not care. Even if Lerix was thinking, like, I can take this guy's spot right now. I can take this guy's spot right now. I don't care. I fundamentally don't care. Because that's just not how, like, viewers actually work. You can't just start doing content like somebody else because they're failing and then get that kind of success. It doesn't work like that. If Chud, right? If Chud, for example, died tomorrow, I would be rock hot. No, sorry. I could try to emulate his style and I would not succeed because I'm not Chud Logic. And we're in a very similar content space. I could try and emulate him. I could do the same jokes. I could, you know, I could do the same bits, the same segments. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I couldn't fill his shoes because that's not how like creators and especially live streamers like work. Take it back. I take it back. Sorry, I take it back. The joke was, okay, 5 minute. Little sidebar, okay? 5 minute sidebar. The reason that the joke was that if he were to die, I would be very excited because I would be able to like get his like audience, right? And so I would be hard because I'd be excited and I'd be sexually excited at the thought of the... It's fine. Oh, thank you to Chud for the raid earlier, by the way.
What you were thinking privately. But like, yeah, like I said, I think it's completely fair to show those clips and be like, I think that's fucked up.
For just full context, why don't we just play these very serious? Why don't we just play these very serious clips? Where are these gap in the market ones? Okay, right here. Since
Opportunity, you know, seeing the gap in the market.
Speak of the devil. I know those little nerdy specs. I know that bushy beard. Hello. What am I doing?
To try to
That is Chud, isn't it?
I don't even know what
he's moved it away, the little sped. That is Chud. Yeah. Anyway.
You know, seeing the gap in the market to try to invade. I don't even know what he's complaining about right now. Dude, this guy is such a fucking good gig. This guy is such a good gig going. This guy live streams and people pay him thousands of dollars to...
I love the characterization of Liam as a plotting supervillain. I mean, yeah, from this, we've already seen enough. So what do you think is more reasonable, Ro?
Dude, I started reading this chat. People have actually been calling this guy Liam the Professional because he's so good at invading markets and taking out the competition.
That I'm a person who likes music and wanted to make a channel about music, giving my opinions about music, or I'm a malicious grifter who started this channel with bad motivations, with these like you say in this video, I remember now, you said I made this out of fucking spite for Brad. What do you think is more realistic? That I did that, or I'm just like a guy who also likes music, inspired by Brad, and I also have my own opinions and thoughts about music that I want to give.
Right, so
Liam invades the best because he's American. American. I mean, I don't know if you're not a history buff, you might not get this, but there's room for me yet. There's room for me yet.
So first of all, I have no doubt that you are genuinely passionate about music. I don't think that that's fake. That's not what I'm saying here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think that two things can be true at once, right? I think that you wouldn't have obviously made a channel if you didn't feel some kind of passion for music, right? Most people have some sort of passion for music. You have albums in your background. I think you had that while you were streaming as lerix. So I'm not saying that like, oh, this guy doesn't like music. He's so fake. Like, that's not the point I was making. It was just the fact that, you know, hey, I never considered making a music channel. Wow, Brad's doing it. Wow, he makes good money. Wow, he's like complaining about all this shit. Like, you know, he's having a mental breakdown. Wait, I could do this. That's how it reads to me.
Okay, cool. But you don't have enough evidence to supply this. You are grasping onto straws.
I have the evidence.
I've had this thought.
What I said that you said.
So, how do you want to do this? Every time you talk, do you just want me to cut in? I don't think that's helpful.
Okay, sorry. Let you speak.
So, I've already had this thought before I even covered Brad taste in music. Eventually, because I want to do music for that's my life goal, my life dream. If we're talking about it, 5-year plan, whatever. I want to make music-related content, specifically inspired off of a guy called Joe Jenkins who plays piano in public.
Joe Jenkins.
I think this guy's pretty cool, and I think he's awesome. This is much before even Brad taste in music. So I've had these ideas. It's just this is just like so unserious of a point to act as if I made my channel out of spite.
I wish I could have this debate about whether I was
for these
clapping
wrong
to
motivations.
hear about Brad taste in music being suicidal with a serious
you
person.
have to say that I'm just completely grifting and I don't really care about anything I'm saying and I'm just doing this to make money, which is also very silly because all my videos get copyrighted and they don't make revenue.
No, come on. This guy cannot be serious. He's not doing this for money. because all of his VODs get copyrighted. Okay. This is completely ridiculous, because I'll tell you what, I'd say 1%, less than 1% of the money that you make, at least in my experience, okay, as a streamer, is made on watch page ads. Is made on the monetization from people going back and watching the VOD. It's not even a drop in the ocean. You do not make money off that. You make money off people paying, donating for you to listen to their song recommendations, okay? Music streams are the most shilly of any of the streaming methods. There is not a type of stream that makes money like it. Music streams are insane. People can get to the front of the queue for you to listen and give your thoughts on their particular music that they really like. If you do, when you do a music stream, people pay insane amounts of money on music streams, and Liam knows this. Okay, Liam knows this.
And you do
That's
the
why
thing
doesn't
that
stream
Brad
have to
does,
stream
which is,
full
like, pay
time.
request, which, I mean, other YouTubers have done that, but it's like, again, it's addition to everything else. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're wrong. But we could just move on, because you already
And also,
self-admitted
like,
you don't have enough evidence to prove literally anything you've said. You're just making these weird assumptions of like, this is how it like comes across to me, when you have nothing to offer. You have nothing to prove. This video is nothing.
I mean, I strongly disagree. I think that there's plenty of evidence.
Genius. Okay. So what we move on to next is, what are we even there's just so much out of context terrible things. Are you aware that you brought up clips of me when I'm like 16 and 17, despite that you want to move on from your rape comments when you were how old? 23? When you were defending all of this? And these weren't even jokes. These were just your actual takes that rape is natural.
Well, no. He started using stream elements because he was getting more of a cut. He's gotten many $50 donos. That, and he can't monetize his channel because of copyright. Maybe for memberships. Maybe for memberships. You can't monetize your channel because of copyright. So he can't. No, he's got super chats just this stream. He's got super chats just this stream. I could be wrong about that. I don't think I am, though.
So if you want to move on from those when you're 23, how are you going to bring up clips from when I'm 16 and 17 trying to hold my feet to the fire?
Wait, what? Rose Mulet
So
was
first of all,
23 when she made the rape tweets.
Necessary. So if you want to move on from those when you're 23, how are you going to...
Bro, what? How old is Rose Mullet? How old is Rose Mullet? Does anyone know? She said it was because of grooming. I mean, maybe. At the age of 23, though. How old is she? I'm going to send her a message. I'm going to send her a message on... I'm going to send her a message on Discord and ask her how old she is.
Bring up clips from when I'm 16 and 17 trying to hold my feet to the fire.
So first of all, the clip you're showing on screen, I believe, is from when I was like 19 or 20. Don't remember exactly. That was like 5-6 years ago. So the clips that I show are from like a similar time period, or maybe even a little bit more recent than that. And so what I was trying to show is like, hey,
17 in 2016. So she's 25 now. She's 25 now. 26? That would make sense.
Like, you know, people have said shit about me for what I said. Here's clips of this guy saying the same kind of shit, if not worse. So, yeah, it's the point of, like, you know, double standards. Standards for me and standards for you.
Who cares? Womp womp. Lerix has made very based, very masculine, very male-coded jokes about rape being funny. You have made very unfemale-coded, very unfunny, earnest, rage bait tweets about rape being morally good. You are not the same.
And I feel like, you know, it's fair for
what is the
people to
double
be upset
standard?
about things you said, similar to people being upset by
What
the
is the
things that
double
I said.
standard? What is the double standard?
I think it's a double standard the way people treat me and give you an excuse. Yes.
So you're talking about
You've got no
people.
fans,
So
right?
you're angry that you have been taken down, like, that how people have treated you,
It's some of
and
my
you're
anger for
mad
making this
that
video.
people
It's just the way
haven't
that
been.
people treat me in general.
So is this admission you made your video out of spite because you're mad that people didn't take you seriously and brought up your previous
not
actions?
spite, it's
so
just
you wanted to
jealousy.
take me down with you? This seems really weird to admit.
I think that based on the things that you've said to me, it was completely fair for me to make a video about this stuff. And I'm not going to be gaslit into thinking that I was crazy for making this.
Gaslit.
About this stuff. And I'm not going to be gaslit into thinking that I was crazy for making this video.
So you're literally just saying that you wish that people punished me as hard as they punished you. Do you understand how weird and deranged this comes across?
A fair shot and saw me as a human being. That is what I wish.
Rose, this is crazy. This has nothing to do with me.
And it's like,
You're
why
lashing.
am I so horrible for like saying, hey, the way that this person said this affected me.
You're
Is she
mad
supposed
at
to,
other
is she trying to get
people's-
sympathy?
That's the thing. Why is it bad when I do that, but when you are like, oh my God, Rose said this, like all of a sudden it's totally...
Any sympathy that I would have had for her for this is out the window. Because she's trying to, what? She's trying to hold Liam to a standard that she's not happy to be held to herself. She's complaining about the standard and then trying to hold somebody else to the standard that she feels as though she's held to. So, how can you complain when people hold you to that standard? If I were to message her right now and say she's like an essay apologist, or like mock her for those tweets, what's the issue? She's clearly got no problem doing it to lerix, no?
totally fine because you have a platform and people who get you, but when people... I mean,
So you are mad at how other people have treated you, so you decide to lash out and take it out on me?
Yes.
Again, for all of the reasons I explained in my video, I feel like I have a right to be upset.
So yes, so there actually isn't a double standard with me. There's a double standard of how you feel about how other people have responded to something. Rose, this comes across as completely deranged.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't see that as deranged. I mean...
Deranged people very
Like I
rarely
said,
do.
I never felt like people gave me that chance.
Am I
I
people?
made that video because I was upset by what you said.
Am I people?
And I was upset by the unfair treatment.
So you literally, I mean, I don't want to like dumb this down, but you literally just saw me gaining subs and you're like, this is fucked up that this guy's gaining subs. You know what? I should be gaining these subs.
Kind
and I
of.
wish people would have supported me instead of supporting this
just
Liam guy.
that.
This is really weird.
Like you're acting
No!
like I wasn't even upset by
No, you need to, after that question, just leave it there. What's she going to say to that?
Of supporting this Liam guy.
that.
This is really weird.
Like you're acting like I wasn't even upset by what you said at all. Like that's...
Oh, is he acting like that?
Okay. Where did this point start? What were we talking about?
I don't remember. Hold on.
The only thing more frustrating than like having an argument with a manipulative woman or a manipulative person like this is watching somebody else have a conversation with a manipulative person like this and not being able to scream at them or not being able to like I just want to like grab her and just like whatever you're going to fill that in with, okay? Whatever you're going to fill that in with, just let it ride.
Was it the Brad stuff?
In a video game. I was talking about in a video game.
It was how you brought up clips of me when I'm 16 to 17, trying to hold my feet to the fire. And then I brought up on how you've said these things, and you were mad that people didn't let you move on from it. When you realize you've put in no effort of trying to move on too.
Yes.
Like you realize that you could have a successful...
Okay, bro, you're getting too big for your boots.
You said the same thing to me in private weeks ago. Just let me finish and then you can say something.
Can I explain?
Yeah, let me finish. You asked me the same advice, and I gave you the advice that, hey, all you got to do is that, of course, there's going to be people coming around to you and going to bring up your past, but just stream daily and show people on who you are now. Show people your in and out actions, how you feel about things, to know that you aren't this like evil person who has these terrible like fucking opinions about rape or something.
And she's just wrong. that people have treated Larix like super, graciously. Like I said when I at the beginning of this like segment ever, when I was starting the call, that people have tried to like bring this up to his new like audience. He's been doing this for like how many months? Like a few months at this point. This has not been like a long-standing thing. And already, people from commentary are constantly trying to like essentially mess with him, right? They're trying to mess with him. Trying to like mess with his subreddit. Trying to like spam his comment section to be like, oh my god, I can't believe. Have you guys heard about what Liam Loam used to do a show called Rape News Network? Can you believe? Rape News Network. Right? She's just not correct that people have got this double standard. They just feel like very bad for herself.
And I gave you this advice, just upload consistently. You haven't taken any of that, and you could be successful, but you choose not to be.
So here's what I did, okay? I took a break from YouTube, focused on my mental health, focused on graduating college, all that shit. So I came back with a massive video. I was really proud of it. And
why did I say that? Sorry. Okay.
Focused on my mental health, focused on graduating college, all that shit, And so I came back with a massive video. I was really proud of it. And I made it on like the Brad's playlist. Brad featured that video. He had to delete the community post. And I was really proud. And I was gaining an audience. That video has like 100,000 views. It was great.
Okay.
And then I made a sequel video saying, all right, I can make this into a series. I can turn this into a format. Like, I got something here. And what happened was the video was not controversial at all. It was just about worse samples. And then I put the video out. Brad makes a community post. And every freaking drama channel covers this shit. They turn this thing that nobody cared about into all of this drama. I'm getting comments telling me to kill myself. Like, I'm getting tons of harassment. And from my perspective, all I did was put out a video that I'm passionate about.
Why do you expect anyone here to care? Why do you expect anyone here to care about any of this? Why are you telling us any of this?
It's like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to make good content, and
Womp. You failed. The reason why her videos failed is not because drama channels picked up what she was talking about and tried to make content out of it and like stir up drama. No. She failed because it's not interesting. She doesn't know how to make videos. Like, I've tried to cover them on stream. Never mind like watching them offline. I tried to look at her Mr. Beast video on stream, and I had to nope out because it was dying. Even with my like commentary or whatever. Like, viewership was brrr. Interest was just brrr. Nobody wanted to watch it, including me. That's why I ended up clicking off.
I was working on videos, but I'm like, I can't release this.
How does this have
Nobody's
anything
gonna
to
watch
do
this.
with me?
There was no content to steal.
What?
How does this have anything to do with me?
Well, because I'm explaining to you why, like, I can't, I mean, I tried, like, obviously time has passed, I can do that kind of thing now, like, I've released more videos, and, there's been enough time where it's like, okay, people have moved past that, but that was a time and place where I was really, like, holy shit, like, I have this, like, my videos are doing, no, people are just stuck on the past.
This is completely irrelevant.
Completely wrong as well. Completely wrong. If she was having success posting these videos that were getting like loads of attention, loads of traction, right? And then she got a moment of drama that harkened back to other stuff she was doing. How does that impact any of the other stuff she's doing in the videos? What? People are like stirring up drama, and so you can't like access your PC. You're trying to go on your computer, and the drama is just dragging you away. Just make the fucking videos. Just make the videos. Just carry on. Push through it. Don't address it. Don't go on live streams to talk about it. And don't make hit pieces on people purely for the reason that you might get invited on streams. You love the drama.
To me, all this reads as is that you're mad at other people and how they treated you, so you lash out at me randomly.
I mean, I'm explaining because you were talking about like my channel and like, oh, you need to upload more. And I was like, all right, well, that was my plan last year. I don't know. I mean, that's...
And the Brad stuff happened. Wow.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with that. Crazy. Why don't you just keep it pushing? Same reason why now I'm having to deal with you. Just like this
I mean, I have
annoying
nothing to do
fucking
with that.
fly
But
on
I
me.
you told during that
I'm
whole
now having to deal with
situation.
you, and I'm gonna push forward with this. I'm just gonna keep going. But of course, I'm gonna like shut this down when it's bullshit. Now obviously you're trying to take shit out of context and drag me down.
Drag you down.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I made that video because, like I said, I feel like the way that people treat me is unfair. And so, like, why am I going to give you courtesy? Why am I going to assume the best when I feel like nobody assumed the best out of me? Like, everyone.
I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. Dude. I think there's criticism that can be made of lerix. Like, he's making an insincere, arguably, like, twist and change, and he's not really, like, he's not being honest to himself, I think. Or maybe he's not being honest to his audience, whatever. Ultimately, I can't find myself that motivated to, like, talk about that angle. I really don't care. Like, sure, he's lying to his audience of, like, 15-year-olds. Okay, sure. He used to be an edgy boy, now he doesn't want to be an edgy boy, and he's, like, you know, faking trolls remorse. I could not care. I don't care. But Rose Mulet could make that criticism. She could make it succinctly, she could make it targeted. Boom. That could be successful. And I would have to look at it and I would have to say, yeah, fair play. I might not personally feel aggrieved by this, but got in there. But she can't. Because she didn't care about that. She doesn't care about that at all. It's just a tangential thing that she can bring up to make him look bad. And so all the grievances she's talked about are to do with her music channel, his music channel, her failing career, the fact that people never give him this kind of scrutiny, but they give it all to her. And that's the reason why she made the video. It's nothing to do with her being groomed or triggering her grooming stuff. Is she lying? Is she telling the truth? I don't know. I've never heard about this. I've never heard this about her until, like, when she went onto Liam's stream and spoke about it. I've got no idea if this is true. I've never heard her talk about it before.
Assume the fucking worst.
Wait. You just said, since everybody assumed the worst out of you, why would you grant me any good charity? So you're just gonna repeat the cycle onto someone else? So you're mad about how you were treated, so you're gonna treat other people and me the same way that you were poorly treated? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck did you just say?
Miss Mulet? Have you joined the 41%? No.
God, okay, you need help, man. Jesus Christ. Hello? My phone died. That is a coincidence for the lifetime. Holy shit.
Her phone died. There we are. She lied. She died. Well, actually, no. She lied. She died. And then Liam died. Where is he gone? He hasn't streamed in 4 days. He's back. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Denial is a river. Pardon me?